video, please.
Sorry, y'all. Are you recording them? Because I have to do it for my school. Have a nice day. Welcome. Hello again.
They go to school. Now school.
Welcome.
Hey, the bell rings. We're all
pep
rally?
We have a pep rally today.
The Seahawks, he told them to run. No,
Alright, and I need your voices off, please. In 5, 4, 3, 2, voices off, 1, 0. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is good to see y'all today. Okay, so got a couple things going on the board. Thank you for coming in. I already see students getting out their homework in a grading pen. And complete the following problems. Those two problems. You may do them on your homework in your grading pen. You may get out a clean sheet of paper. It is whatever you prefer. Those two problems, we can talk about the Super Bowl afterwards. But right now, I need those two problems done, okay? Thank you to the students who have gotten that taken care of right off the bat. Okay?
So we can just do the problem.
Yes. Okay, again, good job. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for getting your homework out, working on that. Okay. As soon as you get counters on your desk, there hopefully should be enough. There's probably only going to be enough for your two partner, you to work together with your partner. I would like you to model using the counters the first problem, -10 minus 14. I want to see that model on your desk. Again, you're probably only going to have enough counters to do it as a group. So right now, that's what I want to see. -10 minus 14. What is that going to look like as a model? If you need more counters, just raise your hand.
ahead and turn. Actually, Jack, we're not going to need to see the board today, so can you come work over here with Jeremy just for the counter purposes? Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thanks for working.
Thank you. I love when I come around and I already see people modeling. There should be 3 rows, correct? Or 3 kind of sets. I am going to call on a group to explain their model in words, so be prepared for that. Okay. Love it. Very good.
Alex, what you looking for? Oh, okay. Well,
okay. What group would like to explain in words how they modeled -10 minus 14? So I have a group, a brave group that wants to explain in words. Just tell me what your model looks like. That's all you have to do. All right, Evan, thank you so much. What do you think? Okay, wait, say it louder. You have -10, right? Then, what did you do to be able to take away 14 positives? What did you have to do?
We have to put in -14. We take out 4 of the 4 negatives.
Okay, how did you put in -14? What did you put that in as? He did what? So if you put in -14, what else were you putting in as well? Positive what? Positive 14, right? So looking at your model, do y'all agree, class, your first row should be 10 negatives? Yes. Then should your next row be 14 positives? And then 14 negatives. So right now, I want to see everybody take away those 14 positives. Take away your 14 positives. I want to see that being modeled. Take away your 14 positives. Raise your hand when you can tell me what the answer is. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. All right. Nico, what y'all get? Say nice and loud. -24, class, do y'all agree?
Yes.
Yes, good job. Okay, now, let's look at 25. I want to see if you have enough counters to model this one. Work with your partner. Okay?
do you like to draw it yourself, or do you think you have it? Okay. All right.
Try and do it if you can. Hopefully you've got enough. Thank y'all for working together. You don't have enough, Nico? Okay. Well, do you think after modeling it the way you've done it, you would know what the answer would be? Okay, all right, so go ahead and write the answer to it. But do you kind of think you know what the answer would be?
Yes.
Okay, good. 12. I got 12. All right, we're out of counters, but do you think you kind of would know what the answer would be? Oh, y'all had another? Okay, so let's go ahead and look up here. Let me, I want to ask Zoe, what did y'all do first when you modeled this?
We looked down 45 positive.
Very good. Okay, good job. So, who can tell me, what would you do next? What would you add in next? Gabby.
Negative 12 and 12.
I'm sorry, say it louder.
Negative 12 and positive.
Negative 12 and positive 12. What would those form, class? A zero pair. Good job, y'all. So, bless you, bless you, bless you. But a lot of y'all looked and looked and looked, and you just didn't have enough counters, right? But a lot of y'all were able to tell me you already knew the answer. I'm going to pick somebody, so be thinking. Who could say this in a word form using the emotions or using strength? Remember we talked about that on Friday? Okay, those real life examples. How could you say this in real life? Raise your hand when you have something. I'm going to wait. Raise your hand when you think you have something. Real life, raise your hand. I'm going to ask the question one more time. How could you state this using emotions? We've talked about it last week. We talked about it on Friday, and we talked about it on Thursday. Talking about when you're feeling happy or when you're feeling sad. So when you think you can say that in words, raise your hand. Love it that I'm seeing more hands up. Love it. Good. 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 Having more people. Awesome. Okay, let's hear from Luke. What do you think? This one.
You had 25 positive things and someone took away 12 negative things,
Uh-huh.
and it leaves you 37 positive things.
Why is it going to leave you positive?
Because if you add a zero pair and you take away the negative 12, then you have a positive 37.
Very good, class. Do y'all agree? Good. Let's give him a double clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thank you all so much. And again, remember, when somebody takes away your negatives, you're becoming more positive. Good job. Okay, so I know we took a little bit longer to go over that warm-up, but I wanted those counters back in your hands, kind of to warm your brain back up. Remember we did this on Friday, right? Okay, now, just raise your hand. We'll talk about it real fast. We'll do a little brain break if you watched the game last night. Just raise your hand. Keep your hand up if the team you wanted to win won. Just keep your hand up. Yep. All right. Okay. All right. And so we got that out of the way. And we all, I know, we're all wondering why you would make that play, why you would throw the ball at the end. I know.
But the coach
I know.
was telling them.
I know, right? So, anywho, it was a good game. It's one of those, it's literally, most football games don't go down to the last second like that. So, it was fun. You had to watch the whole game. So, all right. Glad y'all watched that. I, of course, maybe Mr. Stevens would agree. I was just going for the Patriots because I wanted Danny Amendola to get. That was the only reason I wanted.
Wow, what a
Because when Mr. Stevens and I were at Tech, we cheered for him in the stadium. So, yay, Danny. Okay, so go ahead and look at your homework. We're going to grade that real fast. And by real fast, I mean real fast. We're moving on. Okay. There you go. Okay. Follow listen carefully about your homework. They are 2 X's. 1 for the problem. So like if you didn't get 9 there, that would be an X. And 1 for the picture. Remember on Friday I told you I wanted the picture done a certain way. Okay? So that's an X and that's an X. Now we have got to move forward. So I am going to move through this quickly. So hopefully by now you have the first 2 done. There are the next 2. Okay. Now, can I turn it over? Yes. Alrighty. Okay, and again, these are 2 X's. 1 for the problem and 1 for the arrows. If your arrows are not going the same direction that mine are, that would be wrong, okay? So, if you have a question about one of them, raise your hand. When you're done grading, they are 4 points each. Okay? Okay, so now, all right, please, can I turn it over and show you all the grading scale? Okay, so there's your score. They're 4 points each. Please get a grade on that quickly and have a pencil out, okay? And we're about to move on to do that and get them passed out quickly, kids. What? Okay. Please make sure your name, and can you put your name on that? Thank you. Pass them up. Mr. Stevens is picking them up. That row, okay, and Fowler. Much better, thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, right now on your desk, Tucker, we're done talking about the game. Okay, it's over. Now, here we go. This right here, I want you on the part that says adding integers, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, right now, please put your first and last name again on the page that says adding integers. That is the only one you're worried about. Okay. We're going to do a little time. We're going to do a little race. Listen. Okay, take your pencil up in the air. Put your pencil in the air. Okay. We're going to time you. We're going to see who can do the most just adding in 2 minutes. I'll tell you when to start. 3, 2, 1, go. 2 minutes, just adding. Okay. Just 2 minutes, go. Yeah. You do not have to go in order. You can look around for different ones. You do not have to go in order. You have 1 minute left. You do not have to go in order. You have 20 seconds. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pencils up. Pencils up. All right. Okay. Now, quietly count how many you did. Count, and then show me on your fingers. Count, show me on your fingers.
What? No, I did not. You said 6. 9.
All right. Raise your hand if you did more than 8. Raise your hand if you did more than 8. Okay? Keep your hand up if you did more than 10.
What?
Keep your hand up if you did more than 12.
Let's see how many.
More than 14. Okay, what about 13? Raise your hand if you did 13. What about 14? Okay, all right. Now, I just have a question. So, look at me. Thank you. I have a question for you. Please raise your hand. Do not yell out. Which ones were the easiest to do? Raise your hand. Do not yell out. Which ones were the easiest ones to do? Alex, which ones did you think were the easiest ones to do? So when they had the same, what? Not value, same sign, right? Why? So Alex, did y'all hear what Alex said?
Yeah.
Positive and positives and negatives and negatives. Why, Alex, were those easy? And what did you do to solve them?
Just add them.
So what is a negative plus a negative?
Negative.
A negative, right? What's a positive plus a positive? A positive. Good. So would y'all agree that those were the easy ones to solve first? Yes. So then when we get into, we have to look at when the signs are different, right? So let's just look at number 2. Everybody look at number 2, whether you did it or not. Okay? So the problem on number 2 was negative 47 plus 32, right? Negative 47 plus 32. Can anybody tell me in words, using emotions, how can you say that? In words, using emotions, how could you say that? To solve that problem. I see thinking caps moving, I like it. In words. Paige, how would you say that in words?
47 bad things happened.
Right?
Did somebody gave you 32 good things?
Right. So that's going to take away some of your bad things, which is going to make you less negative or more negative? Less negative, right? So to solve that problem, what would you do? Subtract 47 minus 32, and what did you get?
15.
Negative 15. Good job. Okay?
Are we supposed to still do that?
Yes. So number 2 was negative 15.
Can we keep going?
Now, let's look at number, did y'all already, okay, number 3 we should get, right? Look at number 4, 12 plus negative 44. Okay? Besides Paige, besides Zoe, and besides Luca, because I keep seeing their hands. I want somebody else to tell me, how could I say that in words, using emotions? I'm on number 4, and I want to hear from different people. How could you say that using your emotions. Okay? Tiffany, I haven't really heard from you much today. How would you say number 4?
You have 12 things, good things happen to you, and then 44 bad things happen to you.
Okay, so are you going to become more negative or less negative?
More.
I'm sorry?
More negative.
Well, think about it. Are you already happy 12?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay? So you already have some happy things, right? So, but they're going to take, are they going to take away all 12 of those happies?
Yes.
Yes, right? So how would you solve number 4? What would you do?
Subtract.
Subtract. What are you going to subtract?
Subtract
Which is? Say it louder, Daniel. Negative 32. Okay? Alrighty. So right now are y'all kind of remembering how the adding integers works when the signs are different, okay? So what I would like you to do right now with your partner, I want you to finish column, the first one, 1 through 10. Okay? If you're done already, check them with your partner. You may then move on, but for sure, I want 1 through 10 done right now. Okay? Go. In a moment, yes. Will you finish 1 through 10 for me, please? And then you make up.
Just make sure you know that they usually
About 2 more minutes.
Would you present because there's more negatives. Which one? Dude, just yeah, that's the one you're arguing. Dude, you don't even I know.
25 closets, 35 seconds. That's 25 reds, 25 yellows, 35 reds. I'm gonna have more reds.
You have
10 more reds.
but I brought it from
So look, when the signs are different, subtract. So 35 minus 20. That's just sign of the.
Okay, and go ahead right now. By walking around, it appears everybody is done with 1 through 10. So what I'd like you to do right now is take a moment to check 1 through 10. I'll let you, okay, 1 through 10. Number 1 is negative 89, so I can move it up to show you number 10. Number 2 is negative 15. Okay, go ahead and check those. If you got one wrong, please change it. Okay? Okay. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, okay, so I want you to make a note. Any problem you have not completed on this first side of adding integers is homework, okay? So on that side, any problem you have not completed is homework, alrighty?
Can we do the other side as well?
Okay, now, listen. Take your paper, go ahead, turn it over. Okay, now, turn it over. Right now, I want you to take 45 seconds and find ones that you know for sure you can solve. Take 45 seconds, find ones you know for sure that you can solve. Go. Yes. Find the ones that you know you can solve and try and solve them. Bless you. Koya.
I got it.
Okay, on these, raise your hand. I didn't give you this much time. Raise your hand if the ones you went to solve first is when it was a positive minus a positive. Raise your hand. Okay, all right, put your hands down. Listen. Now, on your subtracting integers, okay? Those are the ones I would have gone to first. That's why I wanted y'all to do those problems first. Because there are some on this page that you can do, okay? Now, you've got counters, and I understand that you might not have enough to help you with every single problem. But at the beginning of class, we reviewed what happens when you subtract, right? You have to do, what are you normally doing? You are adding in the opposite, right? Okay, you're making those zero pairs. Good answers. So, everybody right now, look at number 1. Okay? We have negative 41 minus negative 48. Okay? Negative 41 minus negative 48. So, if you are thinking about this, negative 41. So are you starting off negative or are you starting off positive? You're starting off negative, right? Okay, so are you all thinking about that? You have 41 negative things. Yes, right? But I come up to you, okay? I come up to you and I say, hey, I see you're feeling down. I'm going to take away 48 of those negatives. So if I take away 48 negatives, what does that mean I'm giving you? How many positives? 48, right? But, so will those 48 positives take away all of those 41 negatives? Yes. And leave you with what? 7 positive or 7 negative? Positive. Good job. So right, the answer for number 1 is positive 7. Okay? Now, let's look at number 2. Tucker, will you please read problem 2?
Negative 47 minus 32.
Negative 47 minus 32. Okay. Are you starting out as positive or negative? Negative, right? How many thoughts negative? 47, correct? But I come up to you and I'm going to take away 32 what? Positives. If I'm taking away your positives, I'm making you more sad, which is more negative. So is this going to be an answer where you're getting more negative or less negative? More negative. So what do you think that answer would be? Raise your hand if you have an answer for that one. Raise your hand. Oh, Laura, what do you think? Say it louder. Do y'all agree, class? Yes, good job. Okay, so on number 3, you should have negative 79 written. Number 3. Or is that 2? Sorry, I'm sorry, y'all. It was 2. Okay. So now let's look at number 3. Jack, will you please read problem 3?
Negative 35 minus negative 17.
Okay, I would like to hear from Daniel. How could you say that using emotions?
You have 35 bad thoughts, and someone thinks there's 17 bad thoughts.
So is that going to make you less negative or more positive? More positive. So raise your hand when you have an answer to number 3. Raise your hand when you have an answer to number 3.
The same thing, less negative and more.
That's true. So I probably should have said, thank you, I probably should have said more negative or more positive. Sorry.
Hold on.
Thank y'all for calling. That's good. Y'all are paying attention. Raise your hand when you have an answer to number 3. Raise your hand. I know more people have an answer to number 3. Raise your hand when you have an answer to number 3.
Oh.
Because you're becoming less negative. So she's 35 minus 17.
Alex, I know it's on your paper. What do you have for number 3?
Negative 18.
Negative 18. Y'all agree, class? Yes. Good job. Okay, with your partner right now, I want you to finish 4 through 10. Okay, and oh, wait. Fowler. Eyes on me. Look at me. When we walk around, what we want to hear you talking about is emotions or strength or something else, okay? What problems, Luca, what problems did I ask y'all to complete?
4 through 10.
4 through 10. Jeremy, what did I ask y'all to talk about as you're completing these problems? What? Huh? What was I asking y'all to talk about? How would you talk about these to solve these problems? Very good. Positives and negatives and emotions, right? Okay, so you may begin. We can go ahead and get the counters. Okay, let's focus. Okay, y'all go ahead and work at it because whatever y'all don't finish is going to be over. So if you want to keep working, yes. No, I want you working on this right now, Alex. Keep working. Keep working. Keep working. So what are you going to start with? How are you going to say? Right? And I come in and do what? And take away 44 sad thoughts, right? So are you becoming more positive or more negative? Right. More positive what? Yes. So same thing on number 5. Okay, gentlemen. I did not see 1 through 10 down on all of your pages. All of y'all, you may go ahead and continue working.
Guys. I think you haven't even done this. You're talking about the game. 1 through 10. You haven't done them. That's why they're wrong. You haven't even done them. You want to talk about that?
Devin, did you get them done?
I have 1 more to go. Awesome.
Daniel, you're not done. I should see a pencil in your hand at all times, and I should see your eyes on that paper.
Before Indigo, you're doing a good job.
Well, great things, but I can take away negative 44. So if I'm taking away negatives, that's making you more positive. So really, I'm just going to add 12 plus 44. Okay, and I need your voices off, please, in 5, 4, 3. Thank y'all for listening. 2, 1, 0. Okay, go ahead. Eyes up here. Walking by. I really like, especially over here, the ladies up front were really talking about it. And as they were talking it out, they were getting them correct. So, I want y'all to go ahead and check right now 1 through 10. Now, number 1 we did together, and it was 7. Number 2 is negative 79, and I want you to check through 10. This doesn't require talking. If you got one wrong, please change it, or if you didn't finish it, go ahead and put your answer. Number 10 is positive 14. Okay, now that I have your attention, okay, completely, let's talk about what you are going to do the rest of the class period. So, couple of things over here on our board. Look over here. Eyes on me. After you're done checking, go ahead and have a look over here. Okay. You are going to need chapters 12 and 13 this week, so please make sure you have those. You have a quiz on Wednesday over stuff like this. Okay? Your next CBA is next Thursday, so you'll quiz this week and take a test next week. Make sure you're checking HAT and that you're keeping up with your Think Through Maths. You have a new deadline of 24, okay? Where you put your grades, okay? All right, now, class, today, did we use your knowledge of integers to solve problems?
Yes.
Yes, okay. What y'all want to know, your homework is to complete all of the adding integers side, okay? Now turn it over. I want you to do
All of it.
no. Well, all of it would be great practice, but if you don't have them all done, I want you to do all of the evens on the subtracting integers. Okay. So look at me, voices off. 3, 2, 1. How many do you do on the adding integers? All of them. On subtracting integers, what do you do? Evens. Okay? Understood? You have the rest of the class period to work. And I'll probably just assign you extra practice. What? Yeah. Keep going, keep working. You have homework to do this evening. More than you think it is. So all of the adding integers, and which one on subtracting?
Even.
Evens. Good job. Thank you to those of you that are working. Good job. Yes. Yes, so you're going to end up subtracting 48 minus 29. Yes. Yes, good job. Can you get that sheet from the bell? Yep, good job.
So I don't have to choose one.